Hey nerds, welcome to the Season 3 premiere of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Theories and Conspiracies. Season 3 has kicked off with a lot of stuff happening and a lot of things that are teasing the bigger picture, and so we're just going to jump right in and talk about things that might be coming down the road. So first, Rosalyn. She's this mystery lady that is hunting Inhumans to detain them. We don't know who she is or what she's with, but we know she's part of a government organization that has been set up to kind of manage this problem. If we're trying to figure out who she might be from the comics, there's not anyone necessarily that fits the description by that name. There is a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent whose first name is Rosalyn, but she's more of a eco agent who defends against kind of eco-terrorists. Her big claim to fame is she took Thor to her Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., or her agent graduation formal. So it's not her. The one that makes the most sense is Abigail Brand, and she's the head of S.H.I.E.L.D. Now, S.H.I.E.L.D. is an offshoot of S.H.I.E.L.D. that basically deals with aliens. So while it's not called S.W.O.R.D. now, it's possible that it could turn into S.W.O.R.D., or just appear to be some different version of that. Now, this group, the ATCU, the Alien Threat, whatever that actually stood for, this is very similar to something called the Mutant Response Division, the MRD, which was in the animated series Wolverine and the X-Men. It was basically a task force that was hunting down mutants, and this seems to be what the role is of the ATCU that is head up by Rosalyn. Maybe it's Abigail Rosalind Brand. We'll see. We're definitely going to get more from them. But this group and this organization, I think, plays into what we saw President Ellis talking about. Now, President Ellis, people should remember him. He was kind of a key figure in Iron Man 3. He was kidnapped and chained up over that Roxxon oil rig. He was talking about the big changes that are coming and people that are coming out with powers, and this is paving the way for the Accords. The Accords is the MCU version of the Superhuman Registration Act, and this is going to be major and key and really the catalyst of Captain America Civil War. So they are laying the groundwork for the movie and the things to come. So this is going to be a pretty significant issue that is going to be playing out through all of Season 3. But talking about the new Inhumans, we have this character, Lash. Lash, he's not mentioned by name in the series. We see him, and we see him kind of tearing up. He puts Lincoln in his place. Daisy. They both put everything they have into it, but it doesn't do any good. And that's because he absorbs energy, he manipulates energy, and he can use it to shoot blasts, do shields, things like that. So while Daisy may have been doing some damage to him, he was absorbing all the energy that Lincoln was firing at him. So, you know, you can't feed him while trying to also defeat him. But we're going to see a lot from him. He is from the tribe of Lore, which comes from the city of Orlon. Now, I talked a lot about Orlon in Season 2, thinking that was where the agents were headed, that ancient city, or that possibly that was what Afterlife was. But I think Orlon is going to be something entirely different altogether. But we're going to see that. And Lash, his main goal, if you are familiar with him from the comics, his main goal is to gather up the Inhumans that he thinks are worthy, and any that are not worthy, he's killing. And so you see him killing a lot of people. We saw that body count, and that body count is going to continue to rise. Now, the last thing from this episode, and this is just in that very end tease, where is Gemma? What is going on with Gemma? Now, there's some really cool theories out there, and I want to mention one that Gemma it's possible that she could be ending up being Dagger from the pair Cloak and Dagger, and this is really cool. This is a cool theory. Kind of far out there because we don't see the monolith actually changing her in any way. It's just kind of a teleporting her. But so the next question is where is it teleporting her to? And there's a few options. One, the first option, Titan. Titan is a moon of Saturn. This is where Thanos comes from. This is where an offshoot of the Eternals set up a base and became the Titans. The Eternals are important because the Eternals that had a base on Uranus, the ones that died there, their bodies were found by the Kree, and the Kree used their genetic DNA to make the Inhumans. So the second possibility is this is Uranus, and Uranus has 5 big moons. So with the skyline that we see when Sky's running around, it does make a bit of sense, except that the planet itself is considered an ice giant, so the terrain we see there doesn't really match. Now, the next thing that a lot of people really like, and is very likely, is that this is a moon of Hala. Hala is the Kree homeworld, and it's possible that this gateway was built by the Kree in order to transport, I don't know, soldiers or prisoners or something back and forth between their homeworld and Earth. I think we're going to get a lot of information about this in the next episode, but those are the kind of the biggest hints that we get out of the episode itself. Now, one last thing though, Marvel's official Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Twitter account, at the very end of the episode last night when they were live tweeting, they tweeted out, "Where in the 9 realms is Jenna?" So it's possible that actually it's not a planet like we're thinking, but maybe one of the realms, Svartalhelm, I don't know, I can't even remember all the different realms, but it's possible that it's one of those realms, and Gemma is trapped there and trying to get back. The fact that she's being chased and hunted by some creature does tie in with that pretty nicely, because there are a lot of strange creatures in those realms. So what do you guys think? Where do you think Gemma is? Who do you think Rosalyn really is? And what do you think is going to happen with Lash and all the new humans? New Inhumans. New humans is what they call them in the comics. So anyways, until next week, this is Brian from Good Nerd Bad Nerd, and you've been watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Theories and Conspiracies.